In Niger, at least 5 soldiers were killed and 3 wounded after an attack on Wednesday morning. The attack took place in the Middle Valley, about 30 kilometers from the Malian border. The soldiers were part of a task force whose main mission is to limit the movements of drug traffickers and terrorists in the area. The funeral of 9 people killed by Boko Haram insurgents on Sunday has been held in their village in southeastern Niger. The assailants came on foot to the village of Ngalewa near the border with Nigeria. The victims are said to have resisted the militants' attempts to force them to join the terror group. The fighters also kidnapped 37 women. Attempts to free them are ongoing.
It is terrible. These 9 young Nigerians who were slaughtered just because they said no to Boko Haram, say they do not agree with the Boko Haram sect, they came and slaughtered them. They are vicious. They are no morals. They have no morals. There is nothing Muslim about them. They have taken women with them. This is just a vicious act. The defense and security forces are actively searching, and we hope that in the few days, inshallah, we will find these women and we will liberate them.
Public servants in Uganda are facing a strict dress code after the government issued a circular warning them to dress decently. Female staff have been told not to show any cleavage, wear brightly coloured nails, braids or hair extensions, sleeveless or transparent blouses. Men must wear long-sleeve shirts, jackets and ties, while trousers should be not tight-fitting. Staff failing to comply will be disciplined. The guidelines issued by the Ministry of Public Service apply to all non-uniformed civil servants.
What has been happening is that some civil servants have been putting on miniskirts. So that complaint came in. And of course, there are perceptions of Ugandans. Okay? How do you perceive a public officer who comes in with red hair? You know, facing in the different directions, you know, so that is what we are trying to control. A woman in Uganda is looked at with a lot of dignity and respect. They are mothers now and future mothers. In the Ugandan community, we are not supposed to expose the thighs, you know. Those parts are supposed to be covered, the breasts. They're supposed to be covered for a respectable woman. That is in the Ugandan society. The ministry is just clarifying what already exists in the standing orders and the code of conduct. In the standing orders and the code of conduct, it is mentioned generally that public officers must dress decently and in a manner that is generally acceptable in the Ugandan society.
Now, tourism in Africa is experiencing significant growth, adding jobs to economies and money to national coffers. This according to a new report. The annual Economic Development Report on Africa from the UN's Conference on Trade and Development shows that international visitor numbers to Africa have more than doubled since the late 1990s and are still growing. It also found there's been a huge leap in intra-African travel, with Africans holidaying in other African countries. 2 out of 3 international visitors to sub-Saharan African countries come from within Africa itself. Tourism currently accounts for nearly 9% of the continent's economy, but analysts say this could be much more if governments liberalised air transport and further relaxed visa regulations. Football and Arsenal have signed French-Caribbean international striker Alexander Lacazette on a 5-year contract from League One side Olympique Lyonnais. The fee for the 26-year-old from Guadeloupe was the club's record at £46.5 million, surpassing the £42.4 million Arsenal paid Real Madrid for German midfielder Mesut Ozil in 2013.
Je suis très content. Je suis fier, je suis très heureux forcément.
I'm very happy, I'm proud, I'm very happy that it is a mythical club of England. All my childhood, thanks to Thierry Henry and other French players, I always dreamed of playing for this club. Now it is done.
J'aime les clubs qui ont une histoire.
I like clubs that have a great past. I also like the coach to be there for a while. It shows that there is stability in this club. There are also French players to better my integration, and I think that it is the English club that plays the best football, so it makes you want to come.
Former Nigerian striker Emmanuel Emenike has joined Greek champions Olympiacos from Turkish club Fenerbahce. The 30-year-old has signed a 2-year deal and cost around $2.8 million after struggling with injuries and a lack of first-team football last season. The Greek side provides him with a platform that includes the European Championships League next season. Speaking to reporters, Emenike said he joined the most successful club in Greek football and wants to give his best to the team. Emenike, who retired from international football in 2015, made 93 appearances in all competitions during his time at Fenerbahce, scoring 25 goals. Now, before we go, a reminder of tonight's headlines. The International Criminal Court rules South Africa violated its obligations to the court by failing to arrest Sudan's president in 2015. Zambia's president declares a state of emergency. And foreign ministers from Africa and Europe met in Rome to discuss the migrant crisis. Well, that's all from the Evening News team and I tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. See you then. Goodbye for now.